Hello, my loves. I hope that you are all doing really, really well. Thank you so much for joining me. I've been called to do a random karmic reading, weirdly enough. I'm going to do one for the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine as well, but first up, I've got to do a karmic one. I guess it must be people just want to know what's going on at the moment. So here I am. I'm doing it. How I've got the cards laid out is there's meant to be 4 in each row, but a few extras have come out. The top row is for how the karmic is feeling just in herself right now. The second line is how she feels towards the Divine Masculine. The third line is how the Divine Masculine feels towards the karmic partner. And the last line is how the Divine Masculine is feeling in general. The reason I got for having this is for doing this reading is actually, it's not to kind of think about the karmic too much, to worry about them or throw them shade or think anything kind of bad about them. It's more to kind of honor them as, not honor them, that's the wrong kind of word, but kind of just see them more as a part of the journey rather than anything like an enemy. They're not. I think I've been getting really strong messages to put out to people at the moment that, you know, don't see the karmic as something like the other, because at the end of the day, you know, everything and everyone in this world is connected to us. So if you really want to consider yourself spiritual and on the spiritual path, you have to come to a point where you kind of accept that, where it's not kind of us versus them, you versus someone else or whatever. It's very much about oneness. And in order to do that, you need to be able to accept things that you maybe don't agree with, don't like, and have judgment about. It's about dropping those judgments and just seeing things for what they are. And don't forget that in this reality that we're living in, this 3D, if you want to call it 3D, it's a tiny, tiny frequency in a spectrum of, you know, a load of, if you want to call them, other dimensions that we can't see. It's an absolutely tiny, tiny, tiny little slice of the pie. And you can't sit here and think, oh yeah, this is everything. This is what we perceive, most people. So it seems like it is all there is, but there's a lot of other stuff going on. And I'm saying don't judge it as if it's all there is, because there's so much, you know, it's only a small piece of the puzzle. And you actually don't need to really understand everything, because you can't, you know, you don't always have the perception to see what's going on. But just trust that things are working out as they should, and things are exactly as they should be. All I'm trying to say is this reading is more about looking at the karmic just as a piece of the puzzle, a piece of the jigsaw, rather than an enemy or anything to worry about. And I have been feeling that very, very strongly, which is why I'm doing this reading. And that's how I'm going to represent these other people from now on. Because another thing that I got was they all bring something to the table. They're all either, they're all benefiting they're all benefiting us. Everyone on this journey is somehow benefiting you. Otherwise, you wouldn't have anything to do with them. They're either there to teach you something, or you're paying off a karmic debt. Don't forget that. It's not like, oh yeah, I'm good and they're bad. That's not what it's about. If you're going through something really, really bad, it's because maybe there's a debt or something to be rebalanced or something to be learned, or, you know, there's something in there for you. It's ultimately everything is working out for the best. And the universe and existence is always about trying to find balance. At the end of the day, if you just look around you, everything is always, you know, everything is so flipping perfect. The earth is still spinning on its very, very, you know, precise axis around the world, around the sun, and everything's hunky-dory, you know. So without further ado, let me get into the reading now. And again, it's not about being nosy and seeing what's going on with the Divine Masculine and what's going on with the Divine Feminine, or the and what's going on with the karmic. It's just to sort of, it's more of an acknowledgement of acceptance kind of thing. Okay, so first we're going to do the karmic. So where the karmic is right now is actually very kind of preoccupied with, in a nutshell, they are really defensive. They know that something is is on the horizon. Something big is on the horizon. They are still not willing to really change their perception of what's going on and their perspective. They've got the wrong end of the stick still, and they're clinging on to that wrong end of the stick, in the sense that they are clinging on to the divine masculine still, and their old kind of way of seeing things and being. And this is through anxiety, it's through fear, it's through anticipation as well, because they definitely can feel on a subconscious energetic level, because that's just fate, that's meant to be. Something is on the horizon. And let me show you the cards actually. So they're feeling super, oh my god, they're feeling super anxious. We've got the Nine of Wands here. This is the Illuminati Tarot by Lo Scarabeo. Beautiful deck, I absolutely love it. They're feeling very, very, very anxious and defensive. And they're, you know, look at the tension in this guy's body and how he looks like he's just about ready to you know, throw that staff, and, you know, really I don't want to say he's looking for a fight, but he's ready for a fight, and he's very much, it's that fight or flight kind of energy, very high adrenaline. And then with the Hanged Man in reverse, it's showing that lack of a willingness to see things from a different perspective. It's a lack of, it's bloody-mindedness. It's being really, really stubborn. And I'm also getting something a little bit deceptive with this guy with his hands behind his back. He almost looks like he's doing a little dance. That things are upside down in their world, and they don't want it to be. Basically, they know that things have changed, that everything's been flipped, and they're resisting it. The Karmics are resisting it. They can see, they're very aware on a subconscious level, on a soul level. They're very aware that something new is coming over the horizon for them, and it's coming for them. And weirdly enough, this is why they're defensive, because they feel like this is a war. This is something that they're not particularly, you know, excited about, basically. It's not something that they want. And this is what they are sensing. They are feeling very, very like they are going to get dumped. They are feeling like they are going to get left out in the cold. They are going to get Five of Pentacles for the Empress, for the divine feminine. So this card is representing the divine feminine. The Karmic is very aware of you, and yes, it's making them anxious. It's making them feel afraid. It's making them feel like they're going to lose what it is that they have. So that's what they're getting clingy and defensive about, and codependent. So, you know, it's a chance for them to get over their codependency as well. How are they feeling towards the relationship? We've got the Death card in reverse and the Prince of Wands. So the things that the Karmic wanted the relation, like, to change and transform and improve in the relationship, those things are not happening. So the things that always used to bother the Karmic, they're not going away. Even though the Karmic, with this Prince of Wands, they've tried to manifest changes. They've tried to, you know, resist certain other changes, but they haven't been able to win in either way. So they haven't been able to manifest what it is that they do want. So they haven't been able to stop things that they don't want, and they haven't been able to manifest the things that they do want. And it's like a lose-lose situation for both of them. Basically, what I'm getting with this is that the Prince of Wands, the page, is getting completely trampled over by the Death card in all the wrong ways. Because whenever I see the Death card upright, I see it as a very positive card. It's a card of transformation for me. So there is no transformation. There is no improvement in this situation. And there is no joy there either. There is absolutely no joy or celebration in the relationship between the Karmic partner and the divine masculine. And that's shown by the Three of Cups in reverse. Also, a lot of people around, especially around the Karmic, they are not fond of this relationship. They don't, and around the divine masculine as well, like, they don't think that it's a healthy relationship. They don't think that it's good. They want a new start. they are going to very soon get a new start, but it might not be the new start that they want. There is a new beginning on the horizon. There is a change. This is very much reflected with this three of wands energy as well. They really, really want things to be different. But look, we've got the Two of Cups in reverse. So the love is leaving. All the good things about this, the sweetness, if there was any sweetness in the relationship, even if it was just a perceived sweetness, whatever seeming comfort that they got from codependency, it's all going. And there's something else there. This is also recklessness. And weirdly enough, it's also doing things really impulsively. It could be arguments and it could be quarrels. I'm getting a real sense of dissatisfaction and quarrels from this line. And they're starting to see that they want a new beginning, but they want that new beginning on their own. So there is an element of just wanting to turn away from the relationship, actually. And things could be better with a new person. They want a new person. So some of them could be cheating. Some of them could be having a bit of a roving eye. Some of them, there could be some deception here with the Hanged Man as well. So they could be looking for a new relationship, a new person to be codependent with. Or there's something underhand going for a lot of people, is what I'm getting, because they're so dissatisfied. So there's betrayal there. How is the Divine Masculine feeling about the Karmic? We've got the Four of Swords here. And from this, I get a real sense of withdrawal. So they might be withdrawing. There's also a sense of introspection and for some death as well. Not physical death, but the death of the relationship. And an acceptance of the fact that it's over. It's almost like this guy is he could be kind of lying, is it called lying in state? Where they leave the coffin in the church and stuff for certain royal members of the royal family and stuff like that. It could be that, so it could be a symbol of something being totally over. But it's also prayer, it's also introspection. But also rest. It could be rest, rejuvenation, meditation, things coming to light. But it's definitely about turning the energies inwards. It's about also biding their time. So there's also very much an aspect of that. Next up, we've got the Sun and the High Priestess in reverse. Both of these in reverse. So it's exactly the opposite of what these two cards mean. And for me, this is a very lunar card and this is a very solar card, and we are coming up to the partial lunar eclipse, I believe, in a couple of days. It's going to be a full moon in Capricorn. And this is going to be a very, very tumultuous time. It's going to be a very, very important time for the Divine Masculine, especially in this relationship. And it's when they're going to realize that all of the brightness and the happiness that they wanted, that they were looking for with this relationship, with the Karmic, it's just not there. It's not going to happen. There is going to be no new start with that. Nothing is going to be different. Nothing is going to be better, especially if they were in one of those relationships where they broke up and got back together quite a lot. If there's been a lot of back and forth, it's just not improving. The Ace of Pentacles is also in reverse. Like, it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Nothing's going to improve. Nothing's going to be different. If there was any kind of special connection, a spiritual connection that they thought, like any fated aspect with the karmic partner that they thought, that's coming to light that was actually not ever there. That was an illusion. That was a lie. And also any kind of, one big one that I'm getting right now for certain people, any kind of things that the karmic was trying to manifest, anything that the karmic was kind of trying to do to manipulate or influence, shall we say. You guys can infer to that whatever you want, and by any means possible to manipulate and control the Divine Masculine. especially any spiritual methods, those are all going to stop working if they ever worked at all. This is a big thing that's going to happen over the this next full moon. It's going to be a really, really major time to purge all the funny business that was going on, all of the inauthenticity that was going on with this relationship. That's what's going to come to light, that the lies are going to be illuminated, and the things that seemed like the truth, they're going to be shown as lies, and the things that were methods of manipulation, they are going to stop working. So that's really, really positive for the divine masculine. All the new starts are not going to happen. And the fact that we've got the Princess of Pentacles here, the Page of Wands, is again with these pages that I'm getting, these princes and princesses, with the Prince of Wands and the Princess of the Page of Pentacles here, it's a lack of being enough. So there's something here about the divine masculine doesn't feel like their karmic partner is enough, and the karmic partner doesn't feel the divine masculine is not going to be enough for the karmic partner either. Like it's a real sense of lack that's going to be very, very highlighted in that relationship. So let's move on to the last row, which is for the divine masculine, and to kind of, what's the word, mirror what was in the cards for the divine, I keep wanting to call them the divine masculine, but no, the karmic partner. They had fear of the Empress being the divine feminine, but we've got here the divine masculine, who is finally really, really coming into his Emperor energy. So that's a really, really beautiful mirroring to have. And this other card came out with it, and it's of course the Queen of Pentacles. And of course there's more mirroring here, because he sees the karmic partner as the Princess of Pentacles, who's not really being enough, because he wants his queen. He wants the Queen of Pentacles. He knows what he needs, what is for him and this is very much like the equivalent of the Empress, but in this story it's useful because there's a comparison here. So that's basically what the karmic's role is to show that not everyone can, even if they tick a lot of boxes, they're not the real deal, the real McCoy, which is the divine feminine. So only one person will do. Only the divine feminine will do for the divine masculine, and that's the reason why the karmic is even there. It's just to highlight that sense of lack. Okay, but where are they right now? They're in this Eight of Swords energy. They don't really know what to do about it. So inside they're coming to, they know this is becoming very, very, I'm seeing a lot of green, a lot of heart energy, and it's very much like they are starting to see, they're looking away from the karmic partner and they're seeing what's in their heart, and in their heart is enshrined the Queen, the Empress, the Queen of Pentacles here. And she's surrounded by green because she is in the heart of the divine masculine. She's kind of enthroned there. So that's that. And then what are these here that we've got? We've got the Three of Pentacles and the Princess of Swords in reverse. So the divine masculine might actually be, what I'm getting from this is that he's actually, because he doesn't know what to do, he's turning away still a little bit from thinking about the divine feminine too much in a mental kind of way. He's just kind of, I feel like he's energetically feeling the feels more than anything. And it's causing him a lot of turmoil as well. We've got the Seven of Wands. He's feeling very energetically overwhelmed. That's the main kind of energy that I'm getting right now. He's getting really, really energetically overwhelmed. And any kind of situations that he's kind of got himself in right now legally, if he's kind of committed any commitments, they're not fulfilling him at all. He's not necessarily in a he doesn't know how to get rid of them just yet, but it's something that he wants. That's what I'm getting. Because underlying it, and look, the Lovers are right underneath that as well. So and the World. So we're coming up to These are the cards that were at the bottom of the deck. Underneath everything was the world. So we are coming up to the end of a cycle, and in between that we've got the Lovers. So this is very much, and the vibe I'm getting from this is divine timing. Much, if you haven't seen my last reading, please do check that out. But the divine masculine especially is finding out the truth that is in his heart. So I've also been told to cut the deck just now, just to see what's at the bottom of the deck for the Karmic, but it's not a big deal. That's not really like a big one. And they've got the Nine of Pentacles. I've just done that. And they have got the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So they're still in a very, very codependent energy right now. And underneath that is the Five of Wands. So conflict, they'll be fighting. And underneath that, there is the Nine of Cups. So they'll find out, I guess everyone's going to find out what it is that they really, really want. But, you know, and I just said they'll find out the truth. But with the Karmic, they're definitely in a space of feeling weakened and, what's the word? Codependent still. But we don't care about that. What we really care about is the divine masculine. And they are really, really, really coming to a place where they know what's in their heart, which is true love. That's what they really, really want. And this is also a card, this is, you know, I'm also being told a lot of the retrogrades and the celestial events that are happening right now. I believe Jupiter's in retrograde. I'm seeing a lot, again, this Leo cards, Leo season. Yeah, lots going on celestially at the moment. Saturn retrograde, Mercury retrograde, of course. It's all really, really important. And it's during this time that the divine masculine is going to take leaps and bounds into, you know, coming into union. You know, that's the thing. I'm hearing that loud and clear. Lots of people are going to be coming into union this time. And they're really, really, really getting into their real, true nature. They're really getting into their emotions. They're really coming forward to want to make the offers, to want to make the apologies, to want to make things right, and to bring a sense of justice and to be the hero, to almost rescue the situation. Because the divine feminine is not going to need rescuing a lot of the time, but they do want to rescue the situation. They want to redeem themselves. This guy is kind of he's looking very divine with his angel wings and, you know, his white steed. It's very much about redemption, and it's almost like I feel like he's gone away on a quest to this waterfall, and he's filled his cup at this really overwhelming waterfall, and he's coming back with a gift to offer this to the divine feminine, with all the experience as well that he has gained and he has learned. And do you know what? A lot of that experience was gained through his karmic relationships, and the karmic relationships don't necessarily have to be romantic. They can also be very much to do with family. They can be to do with colleagues. They can be to do with jobs that have really, really taken over their lives, especially family. When I say family, it's especially mothers and parents, brothers and sisters, friends as well that are like family, and also children. So grandparents, whatever, like it could be great grandchildren if they have any, all sorts of things. So it doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, although the vast majority are going to be romantic and are going to be also mothers. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there, guys. I hope you found this really, really helpful, and I will be back soon with another reading, and hopefully I will be able to start doing personal readings soon as well. All right, lots of love. Bye.